let's start at the beginning. From color burn to color dodge, from linear light to multiply. Even something as simple as time management, which I have only taken seriously recently, 30 days away from the deadline. These are all feats I have at least somewhat conquered, and if not, at the very least I have started. It began with getting over the fear of starting, getting past the barrier of entry, and making several drafts for each and every cover, contents page, and spread. After that, it was a problem of staying committed to one and maxing out how good it would be. Then came the little technical victories, like using gradient maps for the first time, which is basically a color that corresponds with a certain pixel value. For example, this shade of gray equals this shade of red. Another victory was playing with the blend modes such as color dodge, linear light, and color burn, which are all blend modes that make the layers under the stroke go through a lighter filter with different effects, or multiply, which does the same but for shadows. I also learned how to build a website from Webflow with my very basic CSS and HTML knowledge. At first it felt like a new world, not knowing what goes where and messing up the layout, but I eased in fairly quickly because of my familiarity with problems such as this, like Figma, which I used once or twice in my life, and Canva, which is a beginner's heaven. Just look at all of these parameters. I was so confused at first, and now I can navigate them really well. Even making these CCR answers is a technical leap. As I said before, I have 3 days left, no sleep, little to no editing experience, and 4 questions I have to script, find footage for that doesn't involve my face, record audio, and actually edit it in a way that seems engaging enough to get an A. All while putting off my math and psychology studies for the exam. Speaking of editing, though I really wanted to use Premiere Pro and After Effects, I have no experience and no time to hike that steep learning curve, so I'm stuck with ClipJam. If I had more time, you would be seeing an exponentially better video than you are seeing right now. Other than this, I have already helped another student with their CCR questions, lending them my tools to help, which I am also using for my blog. The editing software being vid.io, VED.io, and Adobe Podcast to enhance audio, which is currently free as of now. This video is getting unexpectedly long, and I have to do my 4th CCR, so here's a list of other skills I have learned along the way, with a short description. Some of them unfamiliar, some quite familiar before I even touched upon them and learned them. So here we go. Drafting, sketching, anatomy, basic color schemes and color theory, rendering, composition, golden ratio, ratio for colors, pro artist styles, angle shots, blending modes, healing, spot healing, patch tool, false background, different brushes, font picking, psychological profiling of the audience, more hand anatomy, overlays and editing, magazine layouts, music theory, programming, mixing and enhancing, experimentation with different styles, genres of art, and probably more if I'm forgetting anything. That's it for CCR 3, on to CCR 4.